Hello, this is Ruth Bomar, and this video is about the 5-step learning process, a Switch on Your Brain 5-step learning process, trademark by Dr. Caroline Leaf. And today in this video we're going to look at steps 1 and 2 for reading with comprehension. Okay, so first of all, we're going to use a pointer. So step 1 requires a pointer. It's input stage. We're going to read, listen, and watch. We're going to use a pointer, and the purpose for the pointer is to direct our eyes. So we're going to read, use a pointer to direct our eyes along the printed text. When our eyes are following the pointer, it helps us pay attention and increases comprehension. Then we're going to read out loud so I can hear what I'm saying. I'm going to read out loud to hear myself reading, and I'm going to read a chunk at a time. So I'm probably going to read maybe the first line or two, 3 lines, maybe the first sentence, chunk at a time, and then I'm going to stop. I'm going to think about it, and that is step 2. Step 2 is thinking about it. So going back, step 1 is input, read with a pointer, read out loud, read a chunk at a time. Step 2 is thinking. All right, so here we go. Today I'm reading about understanding the learning brain. Most pictures of the brain show only the tissue visible on the surface, the deeply fissured and folded gray matter called the cortex. Now I'm going to think, ask, answer, discuss. What did I just read? Now I'm going to answer that question by rereading. Most pictures of the brain, okay, we're talking about the brain, so I'm going to circle a key word, show tissue visible on the surface, the deeply fissured, that's a big word there, fissured and folded gray matter called the cortex. So now I'm going to explain it to myself. I'm going to discuss the brain tissue on the surface is called the cortex. It is deeply fissured and folded gray matter. So now I can continue. Next chunk. The complex organization and unique structure of this tissue gives it a central role in learning. What did I just read? Complex organization. Okay, organization, structure of this tissue, we're talking about the cortex, gives it a central role in learning. So the organization and the structure of the cortex, which is a tissue, makes it a real important, gives it its essential role in learning. I'm going to continue. Cortical tissue features astonishing connectivity. What did I just read? Cortical tissue. Cortical? I wonder if cortical has something to do with cortex. Tissue, there's tissue and cortex, so maybe cortical is the adjective. Cortical tissue features astonishing connectivity. Oh, so connectivity is a major feature. Remember, the word feature is important in concepts. The approximately 1 trillion neurons in the cortex are linked by approximately 10 trillion connections, creating an incredibly dense network. There's my period. I'm going to stop, ask myself, what did I just read? I read 1 trillion neurons. Where are they? In the cortex. What are they doing? They're being linked by 10 trillion connections. These are huge numbers, creating an incredibly dense network. So, approximately, what is this connectivity? This connectivity are 1 trillion neurons in the cortex linked up by a bunch of connections, and those connections create a network. Connections, connectivity, network. I'm going to continue. Similar to a telephone or